Good afternoon. Is it afternoon?
It
It's
is
still
indeed.
afternoon. It's afternoon. Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to game number 10 here on Sunday in the wonderful Rome, New York for the MRDA North American Qualifiers. I am Loose Change.
I'm Bobby Narco.
And we are here and fun and excited to watch the Denver Ground Control play Race City Rebels to see who goes on to play the Chicago Bruise Brothers for a chance to get to championships in Denver in October.
Should be a great matchup. Denver comes in the number 1 seed. Race City, really the Cinderella story here. They came in the number 7 seed.
One of
yes.
the minis. And
True.
I mean, like you were talking earlier,
Lots
it
of
was
Cinderellas
Saturday
at this ball.
Upset.
Yes, upset Saturday. So I'm going to take you through the Denver Ground Control roster really quick. Number 11 is Cruz. Number 18 is Ferguson. Number 1984, Crunchy. Number 20, Drunken Giraffe. Number 207, Judgment Day. Number 22, Smedium. Number 257, Schneider. Number 31, Dirt Monkey. Number 36, Lenzo. Number 4, Minu. Number 40, the Captain, Broderick. Number 43, Chris with a K. Number 45, Panty Depressant. Number 77, Chedi Knight. Number 8, Hunter. Number 89, Alchemist Prime. Number 98, Sparrow. Coaches are Disco Acres wearing the A, along with Rachel Blackman and D-Day Doll.
All right, and of course, Denver Ground Control needs a team to play, so we will get to the Race City Rebels in just a second because I just heard that rolling whistle.
Holy cow, we are ready to get started. So we'll take you through the Race City roster after this set of whistles, and we'll take you through the officials when we get a chance. On the line right now, number 98 is Sparrow, going up against number 70. That is Doc Flatliner.
Doc Flatliner is his birthday today, so he is powered by the birthday good wishes from everyone near and far.
Extra
Sparrow,
energy from birthday cake.
Indeed. Sparrow pushing at the top, but oh my God, with just one left to beat, Doc Flatliner just comes literally out of the middle of nowhere to pick up lead, and Sparrow is just feet behind him.
Denver did get shut out. Timely call off. Let's get those tallies for race. All 4 points picked up.
While that is happening, so Race City Rebels, they are skating in green. 1, 2, 3 is Diamond. 1, 3 up Chuck Norris. 1, 7 Brayton Lynch, but that's actually Shaggy out there. 2, 2 is It's a Trap. 24 is Punky. 2, 8 is Ruckus. 3, 3 Kid. 3, 4 Grimace. 4 Megabyte. 5, 7 Rowdy. 7, 0 Happy Birthday Doc Flatliner. 73 Lynn. 77 Roller Coaster. 82 is G-Force. 84 is Zechner, and they are coached by Tiny.
All right, out on the track right now, we have Panty Depressant jamming for Denver, and that's Brayton Lynch, also known as Shaggy, jamming for Race City.
Shaggy pushing at the front of the pack, clears that, picks up lead 2 in a row now. Starting off strong for Race City. But there is Panty Depressant clearing that final blocker, number 24, Punky. So both able to put points on the board. Shaggy calling it off, but it looks like that is 2 points. Still being able to hold Denver scoreless.
All right, 6-0 heading into jam number 3.
A little bit of hugging going on as Ferguson, number 18, with the star for Denver Ground Control, comes up against number 22. It's a trap for Race City.
I love to see that sportspersonship out there on the floor.
You know, roller derby needs more hugging. Just life in general needs more hugging.
The world needs more hugging. Look at that, Denver's first lead of the game.
Ferguson just on that inside line, just basically right through untouched. And yes, I was going to say, I think we have a star pass and completed, but not on there. 84, Zechner was the person that ended with the star.
Notice that earlier today, Race is not afraid when the other team gets lead jam. That helmet cover is coming off right away.
If previous bouts will say anything, Zechner and Punky are the two that normally tend to get the star pass. Again, from previous bouts at least.
So Denver repeating a jammer, both teams repeating a jammer, a rematch of jam number 1 as Sparrow and Doc Flatliner are on the line for their respective teams.
Sparrow going to that outside. Doc started at the middle, but kind of he taken towards that inside line. Sparrow still on the outside, clears that final blocker, picks up lead. Sparrow with just such like laser beam tenacity and focus, and just so very good at keeping calm when he's out there with the star.
So after an even number of jams, leads are even at 2 apiece. And that jam comes to a close. Let's get those tallies.
So Sparrow called that off. He attempted a little bit of a hop on the inside, and then landed on his like knees-ish. So I don't think.
Denver's scoreless. We're still waiting on the tally for the Race City.
Yeah.
Might be scoreless. Jammer, I guess it is scoreless.
All right.
Reading that way right now.
No score, but still there's a point.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. In just seconds, that is Shaggy number 17 picking up lead for Race City Rebels. Meanwhile, we've got Panty Depressant back out there. So far doing both teams doing a fairly simplistic 3-jammer rotation. Panty Depressant out there pushing at the front of the pack. Shaggy stuck at the back, coming up against that 3 wall of Denver blockers, and clears it for his 4 points. And yet again, holding Denver scoreless.
Yeah, Denver only has points on the board in the jam in the first jam that they got lead.
And that was what, jam number 3?
Yeah.
Excellent.
A new jammer out there. First time we've seen number 57 on the line. That is Rowdy.
Of course, because I said that they were using a 3-jammer rotation.
We're going to prove you wrong, Loose Change.
By all means, Race City, prove me wrong. I love it.
That's Ferguson completing the 3-jammer rotation. Denver's playing along with you.
Yeah. Ferguson with some very fancy footwork as he is pushed to that outside, recycling himself to make sure he doesn't get any penalties, but he does pick up lead.
Yeah, it does pick up lead before it got recycled back. Now through the top of the pack on the second pass through. Or second time on the first pass through.
Second time, first scoring. I don't know, I was trying to throw in a third something.
Same as the first.
Exactly. First verse, same as the first.
Big hit by Green 33. Kid forces the jammer outside, forces the call off, but all 4 points are picked up by Race.
Ferguson, we were discussing Ferguson a little bit earlier when they were warming up, and the fact that he's just like Gumby. Like, he just literally bends any which way and then suddenly, bloop, just upright again. And I'm like, I don't know. He's got to be made of rubber. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
I did misspeak. Those 4 points were not picked up by Race. They were picked up by Denver. Makes the score 10-8, heading into jam number 7. And our jammers are Sparrow and It's a Trap.
Sparrow ended up at the front trying to push back through that wall. And he does. That final blocker, 1, 2, 3, diamond. So Sparrow is lead, but It's a Trap is out of the pack as well. Both of them is point scoring eligible now.
Race City losing a blocker to the penalty box. Didn't see the call.
As number 34, though, Grimace hanging out. All right, so we are not even 7 minutes in, and we're already going to be coming up on jam number 8. This is some incredibly fast roller derby and incredibly fast.
Yeah, lots of hit it and quit it. Nobody's made a scoring pass nobody's made multiple scoring passes.
Yeah, it's been 4 here, 3 here, 2 here. The last couple of jams, Race City has been held scoreless, but that is none other than the birthday boy himself, Doc Flatliner, out there with the star. But going up against him is your lead jammer for jam number 8. That is Panty Depressant for Denver.
3 in a row now. 5 of the last 6 leads have gone to Denver. And through for 4 points. Race City completes the initial pass right before the jam gets called. 4 more points on the board for the Denver ground control. And just 4, 4, 4, 4. My scoreboard is full of tying the high score with 4.
How many times can we have the high score be 4 points a jam?
It's going to give at some point. Meanwhile, it's 16-10 in favor of the ground control.
Ferguson back out there, number 18 for Denver, and that is number 17, Shaggy for Race City.
Hooray! Here we go. Jam number 9 in progress.
Started up there at the pivot line. Oh my goodness. that inside line Ferguson. Shaggy was just really wanted to be able to jam against Ferguson. Ferguson picked up lead so quickly and then was knocked to the inside as Shaggy was coming around going, don't do it. Don't call it off. Don't do it.
Shaggy looks sad. Second scoreless jam of the game.
One of the things that I love about Shaggy is that he constantly has just a giant smile on his face. That's one of the best things about sitting over here in turn 4 is as the jammers come through, which they do frequently.
Sure.
We are lucky enough to be able to see that, and it's just.
So Shaggy's going back for seconds. Didn't get a chance to score last time, so heading back out to the jammer line again. Going up against Sparrow. And Sparrow flies by for lead. That's 5 in a row for Denver.
Shaggy, though, literally on his heels, even passing him there on that first straightaway. And Sparrow says, no, I'm going to come and get you and try to pass you again.
Now it's important who's at the back.
Yeah, so turning into a bit of a foot race there, but Sparrow decides to call it.
Back-to-back scoreless jams. Keeps the game 16-10 in favor of the ground control.
So of the last 10 jams, 7 of them, Denver has had lead. But with this being a 6-point game and still only 10-16, you wouldn't think that.
Yeah, in anybody's game, lots of derby left to play. If you're just tuning in, this is the 2019 Men's Roller Derby Association North American Qualifiers. You are watching Denver and Race City. Winner gets to play for a chance to play at the championship.
All right, so we've got number 257 out there for Denver.
First appearance on the jammer line for Schneider.
Yeah, but we've got, looks like it's a trap for Race City. Nope, excuse me, my apologies. That is
22.
Shaggy.
Oh, no, it's not.
Am I losing my mind? No,
you
I'm
are.
right.
It is 22.
I
It's a
am
trap.
right.
You were right the first time. Never doubt yourself.
Never doubt myself. I mean, sure, let's go with that.
I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Look at that. 6 leads in a row. 8 of the last 9 have gone to Denver. Start pass green.
And there we have it, a star pass to number, again, 84,
Yep.
Zechner.
Second time Zechner has got the star. Race City shut out yet again. They haven't scored since jam number 5. 2 points on the board for Denver. Does not tie the high score.
So a couple of questions in regards to where is Big Stelly / Raging Cajun this weekend. That is unknown.
Yeah, that's a great question, though.
You'd have to talk to Denver. One thing we can tell you is that Minu is here.
Yes, baby Stelly sometimes, or Jordan Stelly.
Yes, so I mean, the Stelly family is still being represented.
Track cut coming in. That's number 89 to the penalty box for Denver on the track cut, Alchemist Prime. Oh, sweet spin.
That was a beautiful spin by birthday boy number 70, Doc Flatliner.
And the first lead jam for Race City since jam number 5 breaks up a string of 6 in a row.
Panty Depressant getting a little bit of a shirt whip there, taking him down, but pops right back up. As the pack comes to a bit of a standstill over on the other side of turn 2. Let's see what that full damage is. Looks like Denver being held scoreless, but 2 points.
Just a 2-point pickup.
Yeah.
18-12, and we are closing in on 3/4 of the way left to go, or 1/4 of the way done.
So, I mean, 17 minutes and counting left. And this is a 6-point game.
Yeah. 3-to-2 ratio using 6 as your common denominator. Jammers are number 18 for Denver. That is Ferguson. And number 17, Shaggy or Brayton Lynch. Let's just say Shaggy. It's so much quicker.
Ferguson out there and quickly picking up a lead. But that is a number 77, I believe. Nope, sorry.
The 277s, that's Chedi Knight for Denver. Here, I wonder if we can get this cord off the, there we go.
all the fun and exciting chords and technology that we are so incredibly lucky to have here.
Chad loves chords, he says. But
Chad
I got to say,
and our wonderful New England roller derby
report.
Ah,
There it is.
I am so close to getting it every time.
I should have let you finish. You had it. All right, 1, 2, 3 on the line. That is Diamond. First appearance on the Jammer line for Diamond. Going up against number 98, Sparrow. Not the first appearance on the Jammer line for Sparrow.
Diamond coming in the second half of the last bout that Race City did earlier today against Lane County Concussion, and a super effective jammer. And goodness, that was a big hit to the inside there. 2
skaters heading to penalty box. One of them's a forearm. Didn't see the other call. Thank you to our excellent producer, Beautiful Banshee, who is sending us statistics and penalty calls.
So Sparrow through, picking up lead. Diamond not too far behind, as Denver's got a little 2-pod hanging out in that penalty box.
A little 2-pod Shakur. Nothing. Our 4th scoreless of the game here in jam number 14.
Oh my goodness. Friends, if you are just tuning in, I feel like this is going to be one of the best games of the weekend.
Got an official review being sent in, waiting for the scoreboard to hip us to who's calling the official review. You can see the jam timer pointed at a bench. There it is. The official review is Race City's official review. While we have an official review, let's talk about who the officials are today.
We do love and appreciate our officials so much. So, our skating officials, Judge Double Wapner, Recordian, Dirk Shearer, Dillygaff, Zero, Push-Up Zebra, Frau Blucher. I probably just...
Blucher.
Thank you. I don't
Reference to Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Frankenstein, yes.
Stop fighting over me in the pronunciations. And Damon Mistress rounding out our skating officials. Our non-skating officials, Fatal Exception, Toxic Marcotte, Boptimus Prime, India Pale Ale, Coconut Chanel, Apex Predator, Ms. Hyde, Mama Menace, This'll Be Painful, Kinky Linky, and that rounds them out.
Yeah, I was told that this is a typo, and I did see the jersey to confirm that it's India Pale Ale, not India Pale Ale.
Yeah. I was curious about that because, I mean, it's a fairly long name, so I figured maybe, like, the E got cut off.
I thought it might have been his name might be Al, and it was a pun on Pale Ale.
Yeah.
But, no, I was told by Cashman, India Pale Ale, and then the jersey went by, and it is indeed India Pale Ale.
Well, excellent.
So sorry for the typo there. Ale. But we got you right now. Clock's still frozen at 15 minutes and 30 seconds. The referees are conferring about the official review. Now they're going to meet with the captains, let them know the results, and we will let you know as soon as we know. Damon Mistress is our alt ref. She is a skater for the Hudson Valley Horrors, also very, very accomplished referee, very active with the Hudson Valley Frightmares. Love to the team in Hudson Valley out of Poughkeepsie, New York. Hyde Park, New York, I should say.
New York teams. I'm glad you have such insider knowledge being from the East Coast.
Sure.
I am rather landlocked. Being from Minnesota, so...
Yeah, you have much more knowledge of the skaters.
I mean, I can talk a lot about the Bruise Brothers, since that's Chicago and not too far away from me.
Right. So these are the results now coming from the official review. Jamming right now, we have number 18, Ferguson, going up against Doc Flatliner. Oh, Flatliner to the penalty box on a track cut. First power jam of the game.
Not necessarily what you want to do. I mean, maybe it is what he wants to do. It's his birthday. He can sort of do whatever he wants.
Cry if I want to.
Right. And I mean, if he wants to go hang out in the penalty box for 30 seconds, then he certainly can. But that does give Ferguson a power jam. While Ferguson is going to use his Gumby-like ability real quick. So the official review that was being called there was a request from Race City to have a penalty on one of the Denver blockers upgraded. The penalty stands as is. They lose their official review.
So power start now. Panty-depressant going to take advantage of the power start for Denver.
Yep, so number 70, Doc Flatliner, was standing, so already back out on that track as Panty-depressant.
I just needed a piece of paper. All right. What'd we get there?
That
Distracted
was
slightly.
some fast roller derby happening is what we ended up with.
Denver picking up 3.
Yep, Panty-depressant picked up lead real quick, picked up 3 points, and then called it. You know, all sorts of fun and exciting roller derby action. Shaggy back out there with the star, as well as Sparrow.
Go take it.
Both of those jammers going a little bit towards the outside, but Sparrow does get through first. Picks up lead. Shaggy making fast work of that pack as well, and is clear. Lots of hustle, hustle, hustle being yelled out on that track. Little hop, skip, and a jump there. Sparrow takes to that inside line and calls it off from the ground. More hugging happening on the jammer line. That is Diamond back out there going up against Riviera. First time we're seeing Riviera jam for Denver.
Yeah. I think that's Rivera, and we have him on our roster as Alchemist Prime, but same person. They just sometimes have different numbers on their, or different names on their rosters. But Rivera or Alchemist Prime, either way, picks up lead for Denver. Still looking for a first multiple scoring pass jam.
Rivera with one last blocker to beat. And beat indeed. 4 points there. And with that star pass to number 24, none other than Punky. And is this going to be our first multi-pass?
Wait for it.
I think so. Not sure. Gonna wait for that wonderful, all of our wonderful officials.
It is. I see on the scoreboard, 8 points sets the high mark of the game.
Highest point scoring jam so far, and it only took us almost 20 minutes.
That's 20% of the score for Denver right there, those 8 points.
So, I mean, Denver, you know, slow and steady, chipping into that increase even more and more at 41 to Race City's 12.
Yep.
And hoping to add even more to that is Ferguson with his lead. Ferguson and the rest of the Denver squad being able to hold Race City scoreless for the last 6 jams. So Race City been hanging out at that number 12 for quite some time.
Direction of play penalty coming in at the very end. Denver going to be losing, Race City losing blocker to the penalty box. They're going to start with 2 in the bin.
Okay, so we've got some pivot line lineup happening. And 5 seconds called. The rollout, the rollback begins. Shaggy out there. Beautiful hit to that outside. Oh my goodness, causing Sparrow to have to recycle. However, with only 2 Race City blockers out there, Sparrow is through first and calling it.
I got 8 lead jams in a row. Is that right, Booty? Beautiful Banshee?
Number 17, that is Shaggy, just so excited and wanting to play more roller derby, saying, hey, Sparrow, let's do some more.
So many scoreless. That's the 5th scoreless here in jam number 20. 1 out of every 5 jams has had no score.
1 out of every 4 if it's if you catch 5.
Yes. Good catch there.
Every so often I catch something, but let's catch It's a Trap on that inside line, picking up lead.
Everybody loves an underdog. Crowd really responds as Race picks up lead jam finally.
First time in 9 jams that Race City has picked up lead. And oh my goodness, this pack is just speeding along. Panty Depressant doing his best at trying to pick up some points. Picks up 1, but Race City has 4 on the board. That is a net gain of 3. Race City's excited for it. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, one of the few times that both teams have put points on the board. I think maybe only the second jam both teams have scored. A true 30-point lead, 46 playing 16. 8 minutes and 52 seconds left, and a stoppage of play is a team timeout for Denver.
Yes. Denver taking that team time out to do whatever Denver wants to do. As it stands right now, we have the birthday boy Doc Flatliner out there with the star and Ferguson with the star, assuming there's no last minute
switcheroo,
shenanigans or
chicanery.
Trickery. They will potentially be our jammers for this next jam. It will be jam number 22 already?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we have just about 9 minutes remaining. So we're 21 minutes in and we are 22 jams in.
Right.
That is
4-point jam, call it. 4-point jam, call it.
Like
30 seconds skating, 30 seconds off.
Exactly, because there's 30 seconds in between each jam. So literally, they're on the track for about 31 seconds, and then they call it off to reset.
Yeah, only one double-digit jam so far. That was way back in jam number 18. Let's give
like
some love
so
to the Mohawk Valley Quad Fathers. They are hosting an excellent tournament here. They've been tremendous hosts. Want to give a special love to PNG in the volunteer room, just really keeping us supplied with food and refreshments and cool air when we need it. So great job by Mohawk Valley hosting this tournament.
Oh, Ferguson. All right, so we've got Ferguson and Doc Flatliner out there. Big hit. Ferguson causing Doc Flatliner to go to the outside, and Ferguson all the way back, taking himself all the way back to turn 2.
Yep.
And Doc Flatliner just hanging out at turn 4 saying, I got time, you got time, let's play.
Having none of it. Yeah, you go.
All right, and there we have it, back on the track, both of them. And who does what? Ferguson going to the top of that pack where all of those blockers in green are. Meanwhile, Doc Flatliner stuck behind, and star pass, that is number 24, Punky.
Yeah, second time she's got the star. Punky's the captain there for Race City.
Ferguson on the inside line, picks up some points and calls it off. Another very fast 4, and then call.
50-16 is the scoring ratio, a little bit more than 3-1.
Ferguson checking in just a little bit with his jam ref.
Did I get all the points? Did you give me all the points I'm due?
All right, and it looks like we have...
Clark stopped official timeout, 7.5 minutes.
Oh, official time out. So like you were saying, we're so very lucky to have such wonderful hosts and all of our volunteers, all of our officials, all of our photographers, all of our medics. Everybody that we have here is just so wonderful. But I want to give a special and humongous shout out to Chad and the wonderful New England Roller Derby report. Without him, this free Twitch stream would not exist. And let's be honest, friends, free roller derby is just the bee's knees.
Yeah. It's
so fun, and we just love having Chad and his setup here.
Chad says you're welcome.
Aw.
Yeah, at a tournament like this, you attract the best of the best, and we definitely have that here. Also like to give some love to the officials. We've had some great officiating all weekend. Tournament head official, tournament head ref Harley Quinn has done a great job selecting the officials here. All of the officiating has been top-notch.
Okay, that whistle means we are back to it. Number 17, Shaggy, going up against Sparrow. We've seen this matchup many a time, and as we have seen before, Sparrow is through, picks up lead. Shaggy about a half a track behind, and the pack is speeding up.
I think this is the fastest I've seen the pack skating all day,
Yep.
or all match.
So we've got Race City Rebels at the front trying to keep the pack going as quickly as possible and not be a point. Sparrow able to pick up 2 and calls it. I think that jam ran almost a full minute.
Wow. And that's actually 3. I guess there was 1 in the box. Yeah, 1 for the 1 in the box, so it makes a score 53 to 16.
I probably saw the fingers incorrectly, so thank you for that correction.
Yeah, sometimes the wiggly thumb's hard to spot. The wiggly thumb. Panty-depressant now on the line. That is number 57, Rowdy. Only the second appearance for Rowdy on the jammer line.
Rowdy stuck in the back against that 3-pod, but Panty-depressant through and picking up lead.
All blue at the top of the pack, all green at the back, now starting to mix along the back stretch. Penalty coming in. It is a back block. Let's see who's leaving on the back block. It is the blue jammer. First jammer penalty for Denver.
Yes, so Denver is skating in blue, Race City Rebels in green. Just in case, I don't think we said that earlier today.
I don't believe so either. Now mixing it up on the home stretch. This jam will go the full 2 minutes, our first 2-minute jam of the game.
You know, I mean, it only took 25 minutes to hit that, but better late than never. So pack strung out right around turn 2, both directions, forward and back. And there we have 4 points. And
the crowd in the grandstand really reacting to that pass.
Yeah. That is, you know, like you were talking about, Rowdy with the star.
Rowdy might be wearing more of the star after this. Panty-depressant back in play now. And
final blocker, that is number 24, Punky Captain, at the front of that pack. And Panty-depressant does break free for another 4 points for Denver.
Forearm penalty picked up. Denver blocker at the back of the pack, so it won't thin things out much right now, but it might thin things out eventually.
That 3-pod of Denver blockers are just ping-ponging Rowdy back and forth and back and forth.
Good word. I was almost going to go with pinballing, but ping-ponging, they were almost using paddles the way they were smacking them. 12 points on the board. That is the highest jam of the game for Denver. 8 points on the board is the highest jam of the game for Race City. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the highest scoring total jam of the game.
You know, Bobby, I love nothing more than being able to counteract you and correct you, but you're so right. I can't. Love it when you're right.
Schneider on the line. Second appearance for Schneider, and that is Doc Flatliner. Not the second appearance for Doc Flatliner. Jam number 25 in progress. Penalty coming in. It's a forearm. Denver losing a blocker on the forearm. Who just got lead?
Oh, my goodness. Race City Rebels just got lead.
Yes, they did.
That's who. So beautiful. One blocker, number 207, Judgment Day, at the front of the pack, and Doc Flatliner just walks right past him.
Losing one on the direction of play. Whoever's leaving, it's the Denver pivot on the direction of play.
So Denver losing blocker here, blocker there, which is definitely giving Doc Flatliner the opportunity to pick up, you know, some of the points.
Big hit at the top of the pack by number 8, Hunter.
Yeah, that was a great assist. I think that was number 4-3. Chris with a K as well for that hit and follow through.
12 points on the board for Race City. This is tops the high mark set last jam. Let's see if there's any more. There are 3 more. That is a 15-point jam.
Oh, I wish you could all hear just how excited everybody got here. So, what else you got for me, Bobby? The king of all of the brain stats and numbers.
Let's see if I can cook up some numbers real quick.
Oh,
I know,
perfect time.
I know
because we have a
Banshee's working on,
timeout.
team timeout called by the Race City Rebels. I believe that's the Race City. Yep. Here we go. It's the first time Denver has held scoreless in 5 jams. Thank you. Great observation there, Banshee.
Couple of the Race City Rebels just hugging it out on the track.
It's actually Denver's timeout. They're taking their second timeout of the game.
Oh, so are they taking, okay, yeah, it is their timeout. I was curious as to if they were using their timeout or their official review as in a timeout, but
2 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in regulation of the first period. So they can still stop the clock once if they need to. Here's some hugs out on that jammer line between Ferguson and Shaggy. Matchup again, 18 playing 17. Always good to see 17 next to 18 on the line.
17, 18, 17, 18, 19, 20.
There you go. They're up next.
I mean,
19.
dang it. I thought, I was real
Jams
excited because
19.
for a second I thought that they had scored 16 points.
Oh, yes.
And so 16 points in 17 and 18, but no, they didn't.
No such numerology this time around. Maybe later.
Ferguson on the toe stops around that inside, picks up lead. Shaggy got hit to that outside, having to recycle and reapproach that very fast-moving amoeba that is the Denver Blockers. Meanwhile, Ferguson was through for his first point-scoring pass. Shaggy has cleared that now, so everybody can score points.
Jerseys mixed up, not all blue or black or green at the top of the pack. Ooh, got a low block coming in. That is the pivot leaving on the low block, the Race City pivot, number 24, Punky. That'll stop the play, and let's get those tallies. It looks like 4 points on the board for Denver. No, one more for Denver. It's going to bring them up to 5. And no points for Race. Scoreboard has not quite caught up with that, so I'm not going to enter it for sure yet. There we go. I got the jam ref talking things over with the scoreboard operator. Staying on 4. Maybe a 3 and a 4 point pass. That'll do it. Makes the score 69-39, a 30-point lead for Denver. Who's jamming?
All right, well, jamming for Race City Rebels in green. That is the birthday boy, number 70, Doc Flatliner. But the lead jammer is, as per usual, number 98, Sparrow. Is Sparrow at a 100% lead?
Ooh, good question. I'm going to check that right now. Sparrow didn't get lead in the very first jam of the game.
Oh, that's right.
But has got lead every other jam since.
So let's see. How many jams
How many has that been? Let's see.
Now?
1,
426?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was a 9th, though. 8 of 9 on the jammer line for Sparrow.
And we're going into jam number 28.
Fortunately, my score sheet goes up to 30, and there's only 15 seconds left in the game, so I don't think we're going to get much further than that.
But I mean, what a way to potentially end on a high note for the Race City Rebels. Shaggy picking up lead.
Yeah, that's only their 7th lead of the game. It's a tribute to them that the game is as close as it is.
I mean, they are just beasts out there with their defense.
Denver gets lead, but they're not able to capitalize because the race jammer gets out and forces the call off.
All right, so let's see okay. Oh, Shaggy to the inside, calling it.
4-2, 4 for Race, brings them up to 43.
I was curious as to if Ferguson was going to be able to pick up any points there, and it looks like he did. So with that, I think we are at our halftime and intermission. Have we really already seen 30 minutes of roller derby?
Doesn't seem like it, does it? But
no.
Yeah, it is halftime. I think they're waiting the official 30 seconds since both teams do have official reviews remaining. And I do see a Denver coach out on there, and we are having an official review.
Okay.
How about that? It is not. Well, it'll go to halftime, and we'll deal with the gist and the results of the official review. New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. They are a skater-run business offering custom sewn-to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear that is designed to fit everybody, including Bobby Narco. Sociopath also offers dozens of armband and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available, so please see sociopath.ca for more details. I just want to clarify that Sociopath is SEWCIOPATH.
I think I'm going to need to go and check them out because if they're going to fit Bobby Narco, then I think they would fit Loose Change.
Yeah, size inclusivity, a wonderful thing.
I would not be opposed to be having some like fancy, homemade, made-for-me pants.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
All right, come on back in about 10 minutes. We'll have a little bit of statistical analysis and the second half of Denver and Race City.
Let's be realistic, Bobby. You will have the statistical analysis because your brain is a beautiful, beautiful gift.
Foodie's going to be doing the work.
Are lucky to be part of.
All right, come on back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you for the second half. Hey now, and welcome back to the 2019 Men's Roller Derby Association North American Qualifiers. We are in halftime between the Denver Ground Control and the Race City Rebels, a matchup between the number 1 seed and the number 7 seed. Winner gets a chance to skate. For a chance to skate in Colorado.
A chance for a chance to chance chance.
Let's leave it all to chance. We have some statistical analysis in terms of lead jams. Denver is just dominating the line. They have picked up 21 lead jams. Race City has only picked up 7. Race City is dominating the star pass column. They have passed the star 4 times, although none of the people to whom they've passed the star have been able to score. In terms of jammer penalties, very clean for both teams. There was a track cut in jam number 15 by the birthday boy Doc Flatliner, and there was a back block in jam number 24 by the Denver jammer number 45 Panty Depressant.
So, speaking of penalties, nobody in any real big trouble. The most that either team has at this point in time, assuming the paperwork and everything is correct, is 3.
Wow.
So,
yeah, very clean game.
Yeah.
Denver gets lead. Race gets out of the pack, and that's why we've seen these 4-point jams, 3-point jams, and why we've seen so many jams. We had 28 jams. There were 5 jams with no score. Every jam had a lead, and only 1 jam went the full 2 minutes. That was back in jam number 24 when the Denver jammer picked up the back block. Highest individual jam, 12 points were put on the board in jam number 24 by Panty Depressant, and 15 points were put on the board in jam number 25 by Doc Flatliner. In terms of lead jammer percentages, leading all jammers in terms of percentages, perfect on the jammer line. Alchemist Prime is 1 for 1 we're for 8 points.
I mean, if you're 100%, you're 100%.
Right. Sparrow was 8 for 9 on the jammer line. Only time Sparrow didn't get lead was in the very first jam. Sparrow's good for 15 points. Ferguson also 8 for 9 on the jammer line. Only time Ferguson didn't get lead was in the last jam of the game. Ferguson's leading all scorers with 30 points. Schneider's 1 for 2 on the jammer line with 2. Panty Depressant is 3 for 7 on the jammer line with 20. Over on the right side of my scorecard, the team in green, the Race City Rebels, Diamond is 0 for 2, no points. Braden Lynch Shaggy is 3 for 10 with 10 points. It's a Trap 1 for 4 for 4 points. Rowdy 0 for 1, good for 8 points. And Doc Flatliner 3 for 10, good for 21 points. So Doc Flatliner is the tied for highest jammer percentage and has the most points for the birthday boy. And look who's out there right now.
Aww. So, this was the same matchup I think we started with.
It is
Doc
indeed.
Flatliner and Sparrow. So, we did end the first half with an official review.
Oh, right.
We will be getting some information about that, so we'll let you know more there. But that first whistle means we are off and rolling into jam number 1 of the second half of this game number 10. Sparrow on that outside clears it, picking up lead. Doc Flatliner, a few of those blockers in blue to meet. Beautiful sweep there by number 84. Zechner to help get Doc Flatliner out. Both of these jammers now point scoring eligible. Sparrow doing what Sparrow does best, which is picks up 4 points and calls it off. So, real quick, the official review. Denver was seeking 2 points to be awarded to them. Basically, after discussion and review, the 2 points were not awarded. The official review was not retained. However, it was in the first half, so they still have their official review for their second.
Freebie. It's a freebie. Out on the jammer line right now, number 18 is Ferguson going up against 17, our favorite matchup, 18 versus 17, Ferguson and Shaggy. Penalty coming in, it's a track cut. Oh, and it's on the Race City jammer, not what Race City needs. So power jam for Ferguson.
So Ferguson out there, and there is his lead status with that delightful little whistle. And he's coming up and wanting to put some more points on the board. We've got Diamond and Punky at the front of that pack, hoping to slow him down. Unfortunately, Ferguson speeds right past for 4 points in his pocket.
Not dazzled by Diamond. Ooh, now goes inside. Oh, forced inside. Nice blocking, nice team blocking.
Yeah, that Rowdy, Diamond, and Spunky just doing everything up there in a little tripod formation at the front of that pack.
Ferguson eventually able to get around that, but was checked into the pack a couple times by that formidable wall of green at the top of the pack.
Shaggy out of the penalty box and cleared that initial pass now. Meanwhile, Ferguson calling it off. Very similar to what Denver has been doing already.
Yeah, one in the penalty box for Denver. Is there a 36? There is Lenzo. Lenzo in on a forearm, so a slight pack advantage for Race City heading into the next set of whistles.
It's a trap going up against Schneider. One blocker in that penalty box for Denver. And away we go. A little, I was going to say, a little bit of defense being played there by Schneider, but that did not last very long as Schneider is through within just moments and picks up lead.
So Schneider now 2 for 3 on the jammer line. Direction of play penalty coming in. Denver losing a blocker to the penalty box just as Lenzo's about to go. Number 40, Broderick, the captain, in on a direction of play.
It's a trap, cleared that initial pass. Both of these jammers just hanging out, skating together. Schneider paying good attention to the bench, and the pack is speeding up. Nobody wants to be a point, and there's a lot of repositioning. Denver trying to get to the front. Race City living up to their name and just racing right along with them.
I see what you did there. I felt like I was in the Indianapolis 500 as those skaters were whizzing by. The breeze is nice when they do that.
It is quite nice. And for those of you friends playing along at home, Race City is indeed from Indianapolis. I did not know that until earlier today.
The city where they hold the races. I imagine Denver is going to call a timeout because they don't have a lot of skaters on the track, but I sometimes imagine wrong. There it is, official review. Official timeout coming in right now. Either way, clock stopped at 25:48. Yep. Yeah, Denver's calling an official review.
Oh, okay.
If the scoreboard is to be trusted, that's the sign that's flashing on the scoreboard.
You know, we can't see through people, and that often means other people can't see through people. So,
and the jam timer is conferring with the scoreboard operators as we speak. So, could be anything right now. I believe we think it's an official timeout. Oh, we have a scoreboard issue. Scoreboard, yeah, it's an OTO to fix the scoreboard.
That scoreboard is fairly important. The officials that take care of that scoreboard do have a very important job, and we thank them for doing all of the good work that they do.
Denver comes into the contest with a 7-5 record, and going back all the way to last year's North American qualifiers, with victories over the Aftershocks, Hooligans, Wheels of Mayhem. They beat the Hooligans twice. They beat Mohawk. They beat Toronto. And Race City comes in with a record of 4-5. They have victories over Chicago, over Flower City, over Houston, and over Toronto.
So these teams, both of these teams haven't played each other before.
Correct. These two teams, at least this past year, I don't know about ever before.
Gotcha.
But the research that I did, these teams have not played since last year's North American qualifiers.
Like I said, Bobby, your brain is a beautiful thing, and I am just along for the ride.
Hey, your knowledge foundation of the game and of the skaters, your perspective is totally different than mine. I think we're a great team. I love working with you.
I agree. You're going to give me a big head, but I agree. Oh, our producer, Beautiful Band, she's looking at me like, what do you mean you're going to get a big head? Bobby's complimenting me and telling me that I'm amazing and wonderful and how I'm gorgeous, and he's so jealous and he wishes he could be me.
Yeah.
And none of that is accurate. I mean, he did say that I was good. Don't dispel the rumors. Of course, everybody wants to be loose change.
Power start? Do we have a power start? I didn't see the Denver jammer go to the penalty box.
There is only one jammer out there right now, and that is the birthday boy himself, Doc Flatliner.
So either Denver has forgotten to field a jammer or their jammer's in the box. I'm kind of screened from the box. I do see some knee pads. Direction of play penalty sends a Denver blocker to the penalty box. Illegal position sends the Race City pivot to the penalty box. So one team from each is off, and guess who's got lead?
Happy birthday to Doc.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Doc. All right, well, so there we go. Schneider was in that penalty box, coming back out now, number 257 for Denver. So even though we couldn't see him, he was still there. It's sort of like Schrodinger's Schneider.
Nice. Schrodinger's jammer. A 4-arm penalty sends a Denver pivot to the penalty box. Now another Denver blocker coming in. There are only 1 point, there was only one Denver blocker on the track. Now some reinforcements coming. Race City back at full strength as their pivot and blocker get out of the pack at the same time. Tallies in.
Doc Flatliner picking with that lead, calls it. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So this is the first jam in which Race City has put points on the board in this half.
Yes, good observation.
I can't take credit.
You can give credit.
I can, because Banshee's the one that's just making me sound like I am the smartest human in the face of the planet.
Official timeout right now stops the clock with 24 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in regulation.
So, I mean, we're 5 minutes in, and we will be starting into jam number 5. So, very similar to that first half. Very short jams, and lots of them. Yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to some of the announcers that are here at this tournament in other capacities. Senior Wiener, who's a skater for Toronto, is an announcer. Joe Cruz, who's a skater for Denver, also an announcer. Timmy Twitch, skater for Philly.
I know him. I know Timmy Twitch.
PNG, who's a volunteer here at this tournament, is the announcer here for CNY and for the Quad Fathers. And Aloysius Snuffleupagus has done some announcing from time to time here in her capacity with 808 Skate right now.
We are super lucky that we actually have 808 Skate in the building to take care of all of like the roller derby needs. There have been many times when I've seen people with skates falling apart going over.
Right.
Do you have a piece for this?
Detritus on the track. They skate right over to 808. They're able to get back in no time.
If you want to check out 808, 808skate.com.
Jammers right now are Sparrow and Shaggy. Shaggy has picked up lead jam, and somebody's picked up a 4-arm.
Sparrow cleared that pack and ended up on the ground. Picked himself back up.
4-arms going to a Denver blocker, number 89, Rivera, also known as Alchemist Prime. Not sure if 2 penalties were assessed. So let's see, scoreless again. No, 4 points on the board for Race City. Brings them up to 55. And no points for Denver. Keeps them at 97. First time Denver's been held scoreless this half. First time Denver's been held scoreless in 4 jams. That's what you were communicating to me. There it is.
But we've got a new jammer out there.
Oh,
Judgment Day 4. Denver going up against It's a Trap. Judgment Day stuck behind that tripod of blockers in green. It's a Trap originally at the front of the pack, now at the back of the pack, and Judgment Day through and lead. It's a Trap right on Judgment Day's heels.
Judgment Day 1 for 1, a perfect 1 for 1 on the jammer line, tying Alchemist Prime for best jamming record.
And Judgment Day calling it off, 0 points.
Our first scoreless of the half, our 6th scoreless of the game.
Well, it is raining again outside. I was wondering why I got a very nice little chilled breeze for a moment.
Delicious when the breeze blows in like that.
Indeed. Also, very lovely, much like a good breeze, is Ferguson out there on the track.
So smooth.
Nice little pop out there to Rowdy. And there we have again, Ferguson heading all the way over to turn 2 and just sort of hanging tight and potentially waiting for the pack to get closer to him. slowly but surely. And there we go. Back. Both
Bursts
jammers.
of speed, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone lit a torch under them. Off they go. Pack's still going nice and slow. Mostly blue at the back. One blue blocker trying to punch a hole in that green wall at the top.
Ferguson at the top being stymied by a few of those blockers in green.
Got an illegal position penalty coming in. Star pass green. Let's see who leaves on the illegal position. Oh, I was faked out. Not a star pass.
Tricky McTrickerson out there on the tracks.
It was an attempted star pass. The star got dropped.
Oh, and that's...
Punky was looking for the star. Now Punky's way out of reach at the top of the pack.
Ferguson, sneaks by Punky on that inside pick. And there is 4 more points.
Oh, hunted down on the star stash. Almost got him. Initial pass finally completed for Race City. Denver Ground Control going to do the second scoring pass. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see it called. Look at that.
It's like they're listening to you.
Nostradamus of the flat track. 8 points puts Denver up into triple digits. 105 playing 55, a true 50-point lead.
And just over 20 minutes remain in this second half. And we've got Sparrow out there with the star going up against Doc Flatliner.
Probably our most often recurring matchup, these two.
You know, I would definitely say so. Sparrow playing a little bit of offense there, making sure that Doc Flatliner is going to be held by that tripod of Denver blockers. But Sparrow was not anticipating Zechner to be there and give him the little pop to the outside that he ended up with.
Oh, whistle coming in. Low block is the call. Who's leaving on the low block?
Not sure, but that
it's Sparrow. Oh, it's a forearm, not a low block, but it's
So Doc Flatliner is lead now for Race City. Not only that, but here we go. 4 points in the sky for Race.
Race needs the points. Opportune power jam for them. Nice move on the outside. He stepped out. He knows it. He goes back to the back of the pack all the way to that jammer line to re-engage. Hunter tried to take him even further back, tried to take him all the way to to the turn 4.
And there we have it.
Official timeout being called.
4 points. Potential. Yep, see, because I said something and it changes. 8 points. 8 points on the board there for Race City.
If you do keep score on one of these, may I recommend that you use a pencil or erasable pen? Because sometimes you got to change, you got to cross things out.
Or if you're fancy like Bobby Narco, you have erasable highlighter.
I just picked this up this weekend and I'm in love with it. I'm not going to tell you the brand name because they're not an official sponsor, but you can find erasable highlighter if you look.
1, I didn't know that erasable highlighters existed. 2, this is really just Bobby Narco's world and we're all living in it.
I'm sorry.
It's Bobby's world.
This should not be about me. This is about the skaters on the track. Let's take a look at the Twitch feed and see what they're doing. Let's see. The Dread Pirate Robin says that they almost missed the game because they were watching White Geese versus Canada Geese while playing Harry Potter in the park.
So here's my question. Were the geese playing Harry Potter?
Oh,
because
interesting.
I would pay money to see that. I would pay
Goose
so
Quidditch?
much money to, oh my gosh. And they would be so good at it because they can fly.
And the long neck with the, oh yes.
All right, so here's the deal, Dread Pirate Robin. You now need to make that happen. I would like to be given credit for Harry Potter Goose Quidditchery, or whatever we're gonna call it. But I think we can. I think we can do this.
Ad Destroyer wants to give a shout out to Green number 24. They have your Green 24 has Ad Destroyer's heart. She is awesome.
That's Punky.
That is Punky, the captain of the Race City Rebels.
Punky, I'm fairly confident, holds a number of hearts in her fist that she can just.
And Tot 304 want somebody to make sure that somebody checks on Sparrow because of the head being hit. And in fact, you might not see it on camera, but that is exactly what's going on immediately to the right of us. So don't worry, Tot 304. Someone is, in fact, checking on Sparrow.
Real quick update from Dread Pirate Robin. It was a West Side Story style battle, and I am totally okay with that, as long as the geese were,
Geese are gonna have their way tonight.
I mean, as long as they're singing and dancing and snapping in time.
It's tough to snap with what a duck
feathers,
snaps. The
wings,
feet, the webbed feet.
Webbed feet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna correct both of you. Canada Gooses. Okay?
Oh, Canada Gooses.
So inclined to
All right.
Letterkenny.
Meanwhile, back on track.
Let's get at her. So we are back to the jam, and the lead goes to our wonderful number 17, Shaggy. Ferguson is out there with the star for Denver.
Yeah, this is our 17-18 matchup, another one of our favorites.
Oh my goodness. So Shaggy just doing his darndest and trying to get through. Looks like a couple of points and called it.
Oh, forearm at the very end. Is it
That
the jammer? No, it's a pivot.
Yeah, that is the pivot number 36, Lenzo, that will be hanging out there. 3 points for Shaggy. Denver held scoreless.
Denver held scoreless back-to-back. Well, they were also held scoreless back-to-back in jams 5 and 6. I was going to say for the first time in a long time, but going back before that, you'd have to go all the way back to jams 9 and 10 of the first half to find another occasion where Denver held scoreless on back-to-back jams.
Well, depending upon what your definition of a long time is, who knows? But we have number 70 birthday boy, Doc Flatliner, out there with the star. And, again, so Judgment Day.
Judgment Day perfect so far, 1 for 1. Oh, that spoils their perfection.
And so with that, Doc Flatliner picks up lead.
Penalty being sent in from 0 on the outside, but the jam ref says, no, that's just a no pass, no penalty. So jam ref waves off the penalty that was sent in by 0 on the outside.
Couple of points there for Race City.
Races, go ahead.
2. I was just going to say 2 points.
Races on a 13-0 run over the last 3 jams.
Oh. So looks like Race City kind of tightening up their jammer rotation. We've got Shaggy out there again going up against Ferguson, 17 v 18.
Here we go. Penalty box is empty. Everybody's out there.
Ferguson just squeezes through.
Breaks up a string of 3 lead jams in a row by Race City. That should have been a story that we missed. 3 lead jams, the first time Race has had more than 1 lead jam in a row.
Sorry. I had a moment where I was like, why did Shaggy take the star off? He was lead, but no, Ferguson was lead. Those 3 previous jams when Race City kept being lead got me a little confused.
2-0 there makes the score 107 to 68. Let me do the math real quick. 39-point lead for for Denver.
It's a trap number 22 out there going up against Rivera, 89. Rivera also Alchemist Prime.
Penalty box has 1 green jersey. Blue is at full strength, and blue is also lead.
Indeed. On that inside line, on the toe stops, picking up lead just before even hitting turn number 1. Oh, big hit there by Rivera, taking out a blocker for Race City. And that is 4 points.
Good coaching by Disco Akers out there saying, get yourself around the track. Get yourself, I cleaned it up. Get yourself around the track.
Couple of bodies hitting the floor here and there. All right, so that big hit I was talking about earlier, 34, Grimace from those Race City Rebels.
8 points picked up by Denver brings them up to 115. No points for Race City keeps them at 68. Doc Flatliner out on the track. He is having a heck of a game. Gotta be very, very pleased with himself. Official timeout going to stop the clock with 14 minutes and 37 seconds left in regulation. We are slightly more than 3/4 of the way through this game, barring overtime.
You had to say the O word, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did.
I've never called an overtime game
Oh,
before.
so much fun. Oh, and I need to add another name on this announcer here in other capacities. Chad from Nerd Derby. I can't believe I left that off my list.
We've got Ferguson out there jamming for Denver, and that is Doc Flatliner with the star for Race City. But Ferguson, leaping like a gazelle, picks up lead.
Punky's got the star. First star pass this half, but not the first of the game. Fifth of the game? Yeah, fifth of the game. Third to Punky. Oh, Punky picks a point of pickled peppers. No, Punky picks a point. There you go. So no points for Flatliner, 1 point for Punky, brings Race City up to 69. 4 points on the board for the Denver Ground Control, brings them to 119, and it is a 50-point lead. 11 minus 6 is 5.
Yes, it is. Good job doing math, Bobby Narco. I'm so proud of you.
98 playing 17. That is Sparrow against Shaggy Brayton Lynch. Penalty box empty. 80 wheels bottled into that tiniest corner of the track. Now sprinting onto the backstretch. Great tempo by these teams.
And Sparrow taking lead. Shaggy not too far behind, but nice hit to the outside there by Cruz, causing Shaggy to have to recycle and reapproach that tripod of Denver blockers.
Leads coming in streaks this period. Denver started with 3. Race answered with 2. Denver had 2. Race had 3. Now Denver going on 4.
And here we go. 4 points so far for Sparrow.
Disco coaching the team. Sparrow looking back at Disco. The communication is just incredible. Great track presence. And Sparrow says, hey, you might want to mop up, clean up pit aisle 3. Yes, big streak of sweat. Clean up in aisle 3 or turn 3. 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9.
Oh, I was like 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. I don't know what those numbers are.
It's a zip code in New York.
I know. I was like, that's 5. Yes, that is 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. 123 Denver Ground Control. 69 Race City Rebels.
And official timeout's going to.
Beautiful Banshee is now singing the. Yes, you are a little bit on the punchy side. I mean, this is 2 very action-packed and condensed days of roller derby.
Yeah.
Where is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Is that from
Electric Company?
Yes, Electric Company.
Oh, Chad thinks it's Sesame Street?
Is
1,
it
2, 3,
Sesame
4,
Street?
5, 6, 7. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I
with
do
the
know
pinball machine.
Yes, it is animated with a pinball machine.
They were going to correct us on Twitch if we didn't get it. So the answer is, the question was, who does the winner play? It's already been answered by Chicago. And we're back to the action on the track.
Schneider out there with the star and Doc Flatliner. Doc Flatliner pushing at that wall of blue at the front, hit to the inside and getting recycled.
Only the 5th jam for Schneider.
I was going to say, so Schneider was hit to that outside, having to recycle as well. Great hit there by number 4. That is Megabyte for Race City. And that frees up Doc Flatliner to pick up lead.
Denver losing a blocker to the box on a direction of play penalty. Didn't see who it was. I do see 202 in the penalty box right now. So it could be, well, there is no 202. Maybe Judgment Day?
We will find out eventually and be able to tell you.
No, it wasn't Day because Day is standing. So it was the person after Day. It was Lenzo. Lenzo on the direction of play.
As the pack rolls through turn 2.
Track cut coming in. Who's leaving on the track cut? I have a feeling it's a jammer. It is not. It's a pivot. It's Denver's pivot.
And there we go. Doc Flatliner calling it off, but not before putting another 4 points in his pocket, bringing Race City Rebels to 73. Denver Ground Control held scoreless that jam.
First time Denver held scoreless since jams 8, 9, and 10. More Derby love out there on the jammer line. 17 playing 18.
You know, I mean, when they're there as often as these two jammers have been.
Nice hit at the top of the back. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's why I stopped talking, because that was a beautiful hit that ended up Ferguson on the outside.
Kid, forearm pedal. No, it's a track cut on
Ferguson.
Yes.
And so that is Shaggy with lead for Race City.
So lead still coming in streaks. Keeps the streak of leads and streaks intact.
Shaggy hit to the outside right there on turn 4.
Hunter on a low block. 2 in the bin for Denver, a jammer and a blocker.
Beautiful little pirouette on turn 4 for Shaggy as he was getting through to pick up his 4 points.
Nice, and move on the outside now by Shaggy. Ruh-roh. Shaggy's through for 4 more.
I can't quite make out. I think that's Alchemist Prime. I'm not sure. I saw an 8. I think I saw an 8. Yes, it is. Alchemist Prime with such a good attempt at a sweep, but Shaggy was able to just like bend his body around and not hit at all.
Big hit to the hips of number 17, Brayton Lynch, and calls it off wincing. That was the jammer. That was Ferguson that laid the hip onto Shaggy's hip. Shaggy holding that hip as he skates back to his bench. We're going to have an official timeout. That's good news for Race City. And it freezes the clock with 9 minutes and 9 seconds left in regulation.
Yes, with those just over 9 minutes. Race City Rebels 81, Denver Ground Control 123. I mean, this is a 44-point game.
42.
42?
Yeah.
Yeah, 42. I added the 3 in the 1 instead of subtracting the 1 from the 3.
I'm going to go 11 squared plus 2 playing 9 squared.
No.
Okay, I won't. I lied.
I mean, you can say that all you want, but I'm just going to say no.
5 cubed minus 2?
Bobby. Bobby, if you keep doing this, I might have to take your microphone away. We don't need people confused at home.
People don't like math, and that's a shame, but math can be fun.
I mean, I enjoy math, but
there are limits.
Yes.
8 points picked up there by Race City represents 10% of their score. Number 22 out there on the jammer line, that is It's a Trap. And Sparrow out there on the jammer line for Denver. Of course, we're in official timeout, so that could change. Nobody in the penalty box. And we see some track maintenance being done in turn 3 again. Great volunteers here. I know I thanked them before. They deserve thanking again. I also like to give some love to the photographers. I don't know whether I'm sure the ones that are here can't listen to the broadcast, but we've had some fabulous photographers. We've had Walter Hispanic Attack, and Andrew Keys has been here. I'm sure there's other photographers as well. Always glad to see the photographers out there. They do so much to promote the sport.
They do indeed.
We're still. I was just about to say. Looks like we're ready to start up, but we have extended the official timeout just a little bit further. Uh-oh. We might have a foul out.
Oh, no. I think they're doing... I think someone potentially...
They're looking blood. They're looking for...
Yeah. I'm making a grandiose assumption. I think someone maybe got a little bit of a cut, and so they're doing a blood check.
Because somebody might have blood on them. So
a pathogen check.
Sorry.
It's so nice that we're next to the medics so we can learn, because that's... Indeed, it is a pathogen check to check for any potential pathogens.
Did we give love to our wonderful tournament head announcer yet?
No, we haven't talked about our tournament head announcer in any way, shape, or form.
I think we should.
Especially because she does happen to be sitting right next to us and is not paying attention to me in any way, shape, or form.
But maybe she might listen to it later.
Our tournament head announcer is wonderful. Her name is Beautiful Banshee. She is our tournament head announcer and
She's picked
has
a great crew.
put together a
And
wonderful
and me.
crew. I mean, and me. Let's be realistic.
All right, here we go. Sparrow on the line going up against It's a Trap. Penalty box is empty. Here we go.
Oh, the crowd going wild because that is lead for Race City. It's a trap. Just as Sparrow clears, it's a trap, calling it off.
Going to be scoreless. Hey, leads are even this half.
Ooh.
Just noticing the pattern, it's 3-3-2-2. So, yeah.
3-3-2-2-2-2-3-3.
Actually, Denver's up by 1. We're at an odd number jam, so they couldn't be even.
I was going to say, that's funny how we've got it. I mean, I guess unless there was
It was
no...
one with no lead jam, but
Yeah.
that was not the case. I was off by 1. This is our scoreless, our second scoreless of the half, our 7th scoreless of the game.
Somebody write it on the calendar. Bobby Narco was incorrect in one of his stats. This never happens.
I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. We have Ferguson jamming against Shaggy. Ferguson picking up lead jam for Denver.
Number 17. So Shaggy is out there with the star, and as he's skating around, has taken it off his helmet, but was just waving it around to the crowd for a little while.
There you go. Rally the crowd.
I feel as though the crowd is already
Very much
quite
in.
rallied and
yeah.
excited for this game to be going on.
And rooting for Race. Very clearly a preference for the underdog. Everybody wants the Cinderella to go to the ball.
Oh, yes. I mean, and we've had some amazing upsets.
We have.
It's been so great to be able to watch this just.
Well, the rankings here or the seedings here were based on rankings that are, a month or two old.
Yeah.
So Flat Track Stats has a whole different set of rankings, and they are not necessarily in line with the seeding of this tournament. Take us back out to the track right now, would you?
Absolutely. Sparrow finding that inside lane just totally open and takes lead. But we do have Doc Flatliner out there with the star. Both of these jammers now clearing that initial pass and able to score some points.
We have one in the penalty box. That's Diamond. Actually, Diamond released. We still have one in the penalty box. That's number 8 in green. Do we have a green 8? No. Well, there's a Race City skater starting from the penalty box for the next set of whistles. So pack advantage in Denver's favor. 4 more points on the board. Brings us back to that 50-point lead, that true 50-point lead, 131 playing 81.
So Race City will actually be starting with 2 blockers because Diamond
went back.
And as she was being called, she sort of was sheepish, like, yep, whoops, sorry. You're right, that was me.
Perhaps leaving early if Diamond knew that she had to go back to the box. Judgment Day going up against Shaggy. Illegal position sends a Denver blocker to the penalty box, just as the one that I couldn't recognize before. 13, Chuck Norris escapes the penalty box. Chuck Norris upending Judgment Day. Maybe we'll get a replay of that after the next set of whistles.
And there it is, lead going to Shaggy as he just smiles at all of his teammates at turn 4. Judgment Day hit to that inside. Last couple of blockers. Ooh, nice hit to the outside there by Captain Punky, number 24 for Race City, causing Judgment Day to have to recycle. And there it is, 3 points.
No pass,
no penalty.
There it is. There's another phrase for that. Someone was talking about it. It escapes me. If someone wants to tell me on the Twitch chat, what's the other word for no pass, no penalty, or the other phrase?
We were discussing
no point,
that.
no penalty, maybe.
Was that it?
Sometimes it's no pass, no penalty. Sometimes it's no point, no penalty. Pit Bulldozer says, that looks like a movie learned at Summer Affair. And Hollywood 247 responds with, use our speed.
And there we have it. Shaggy calling it off. But
look at this. We're going to have an instant replay of this spectacular hit. Oh, nice.
Boom. yeah. Look at that fancy. Thank you, Chad, and New England Roller Derby Report for having the ability to give us instant replays, especially when there's team timeouts that are going on.
Yeah, their first timeout. That's a great clock management by Race City, or perhaps they should have been calling them sooner. But it is, in any event, the first timeout by Race City. Scoreboard frozen 135 to 88 with 4 minutes and 49 seconds left in regulation.
So, Bobby, are you
Yes.
ready for this test?
Sure.
We have worked together so many times that we can finish each other's.
Sandwiches.
Indeed.
Yeah, last weekend we got to work together at the Women's Flat Track Derby Association Continental Cup North America West in Orem, Utah. I got to produce for you and Kent, and then Kent got produced for you and me. It's a lovely little family there. And also another thing that Loose Change and I have in common, we have both announced a Gotham home bout this year.
Indeed. I got to announce for Gotham. It was so exciting. But, also exciting is all of the bodies that just sort of went kerplop.
Alchemist Prime is the jammer for Denver, but called off on a low block.
Yeah. All of those kerplopples kind of happened at turn 1, and I hazard a guess that's probably where that penalty was assessed as well.
Doc Flatliner pushing. Lead is open, but Denver not making it easy. Denver just stringing along that backstretch. Finally breaks through for lead. Lead still coming in sets. No isolated leads. There's always 2 or 3 or 4 in a row this period.
That is good to hear. So we've got Doc Flatliner back in the pack looking for points, and there it is, 4 in the sky. He's going to take those and put them in his pocket. Meanwhile, Rivera has been released from that penalty box after serving his 30 seconds and clears his initial. Just as Rivera was coming up on the pack, Doc Flatliner calls it off, knowing full well that he wanted his points, all 8 of them, and wasn't gonna share.
All right, so this lead is getting narrower. It is a, 4 and 35, 39-point lead for the Denver ground control. Had been as high as 50 just a couple of jams ago.
So that is the first time Denver ground control's been held scoreless in the last 4 jams. Previous to that, they did have a little streak of scoreless as well.
Yeah, they were held scoreless in jams 15, 16, and 17. Then they put points on the board in jams 18, 19, and 20.
And we have an official review being called by Disco Acres of the Denver Ground Control. While that is going on, Ferguson and Shaggy just hanging out at the jam line, chit-chatting, doing some little circle skate, and just, enjoying each other's company, talking about roller derby, I'm sure.
Maybe the after party. They're talking about the after party tonight. If you are listening to this broadcast but are in the area, you can join us for the after party. It's going to be at Copper City Brewing Company at 1111 Oneida Street right here in Rome, New York.
Indeed.
One of our sponsors I know was Bryn Dairy. They've been, or Burn. I get it wrong every time. My apologies to the sponsor, Burn Dairy. They've been keeping us stocked with chocolate milk and yogurts.
That chocolate milk.
It's so good. I put it in my coffee.
Oh, I didn't
Mocha Java.
think to do that. I'm not normally a big coffee drinker. But I feel like doing like a 50% coffee, 50% chocolate milk would be
Delightful.
Yes.
You do have to heat it up a little bit because that much chocolate milk is going to cool down your beverage.
No, see, then I can just drink it faster.
True enough. True enough. Chad is in agreement. Chad likes his hot drinks tepid. All right, here we go. Oh, this is going to be good. This just in.
The 2019 MRDA Championships are in Denver, Colorado. What? Hosted by the MRDA and the Denver Ground Control. I think we've seen them play before, right?
I believe so.
That is October 11th, 12th, and 13th. there is a Facebook event, so find that, follow it, because it'll have all of the event updates, and or just go buy your tickets to Denver now.
Yeah, book your flights to Denver now, and then buy the tickets later. Also pick up your hotel. It's actually going to be in Lakewood, Colorado, which is a suburb of Denver, about 45 minutes south of Denver. So yeah, if you are, we got the results of the official review. And out on the jammer line, while Beautiful Banshee picks that up, we have number 18 on the line. That is Ferguson jamming against Shaggy.
Shaggy is lead, though, as Ferguson stuck behind number 34, Grimace. Oh,
3 leads in a row now for Race City.
big hit there. Grimace and Shaggy sort of going down together.
And now leads are even at 11 apiece this half.
Okay. And so that would be our 22nd jam that we're in?
It is indeed, and jam number 22 comes to a close. Let's get those point tallies. No points for Denver. Broderick says 4, but Jam Ref is not holding up the same number of fingers. And 1 point on the board for Race City brings them up to 97.
Okay, so that official review, Denver was seeking a cut on the Race City Jammer. The no call stands, and Denver loses their official review.
All right, an official timeout right now. Clock stops with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in regulation.
With that, I want to say a big thank you to our wonderful producer, Beautiful Banshee, giving us all the good stats, telling us all the things.
I want to join you in that. Can I tag on to that?
Absolutely, Bobby.
Piggyback onto that. Always nice to have a producer so on top of the game and knowledgeable about the sport and skaters. Out on the jammer line right now, Doc Flatliner and Ferguson.
Ferguson doing what Ferguson does best, skating and picking up lead.
And going back to back. This is 2 jams in a row for Ferguson.
Ooh.
And the last, going back to jam 18, it's been 1770, 1770, 1770. 2 jammer rotation the last 6 jams for Race City.
I mean, obviously, it's been working. They've been able to put some points on the board.
Yes, been working quite well.
Ferguson with lead takes that,
And that's a 4 points.
Indeed, 4 points there. And Ferguson is continuing, so potentially a little change from what we've seen of 4 points here, 4 points there, and calling it off.
Yeah, with this much clock left to burn, I think Denver is changing their approach and deciding that it's okay to let Race City put points on the board as long as they match them. Oh, we got a penalty coming in. I didn't recognize that gesture.
Beautiful little apex hop there by Ferguson.
That's number 34.
Gallagher.
Gallagher to the penalty box. Grimace on the roster. Gallagher on the back of the shirt.
So period at 55 seconds.
Yeah, about an 11-second difference between the period clock and the jam clock.
Ferguson just racking up points and points. So far, 4 point scoring passes, so he's sitting at 16.
If a team takes a timeout, and there are timeouts left to be taken, we will have one more jam. If they do not, then this will end on the crossover. This game will end on the changeover between jams.
And as Ferguson is currently sitting at 20 points, there it goes.
Official review, green.
All right, so 24 points that jam.
Wow, holy cow.
Now, if what I was hearing is correct, that is 24 points is the highest point scoring jam
Of the tournament? Wow, it's definitely the highest point scoring jam of the game, and I wouldn't be at all surprised. It might tie the highest point scoring jam of the tournament, but tied with Uncle Dad. Yep, Uncle. There you go.
Uncle Dad from the host Mohawk Valley. Wait, no, Uncle Dad Hooligans. Sorry, the Hooligans and Mohawk Valley
They
played
just
each
skated,
other. They
yes.
just played one another in the previous game.
Completely understandable how you would conflate those two, having seen them both mesh together on the track in just the last game.
What number is Baby Stelly? That is correct, number 4.
Yes. Also, Jordan Stelly or Minu. A lot of names. This isn't actual, genuine official review. It's not an official review being used as a timeout. The coaches are out there on the track.
Once we know what is being reviewed, we will let you know for your edification.
And then we'll all know and be edified together.
Yeah, I guess that works.
All right, what's coming up after this game?
More roller derby.
More roller derby indeed. It's going to
Oh
be
my
our first
gosh.
qualifier, Austin versus Mohawk Valley.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful, beautiful fancy playing Vanna White displaying the bracket with great aplomb and panache.
I mean, plus she's got the style to rock it.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, why not? So yeah, so the next two games are actually our top, kind of what like the whole entire weekend has been leading to. We're gonna have Austin Anarchy playing Mohawk Valley Roller Derby. One of those two teams will go on to champs, and then after that, we've got
Winner of this plays Chicago.
yes, winner of this playing Chicago.
Chicago, what a story. Oh my goodness, they came out of nowhere and they are looking strong.
My favorite thing about Chicago is the fact that literally their whole entire thing is we just want to play roller derby and have fun, and then they just keep winning. And then it's like, oh hey, we're going to North American qualifiers, and then it's, oh hey, we keep winning. Oh, hello Ferguson, how are you doing today? He comes over and says, thanks, that's so nice.
Interesting. Cholarola. Anyone notice how the official review was called with 20 seconds left in the period, yet the clock rolled down to 4? And no, this is the first time we've seen it.
I did not see that.
So interesting. Let's see if they do adjust that game clock. Jam timer is signaling the official review. So, now it's morphed into a team timeout. Denver taking a team timeout. Do we have the results on the official review? We're getting them right now.
I believe we are in the process of receiving them. So once they are fully completed, it will be good to go. This has been a fun and exciting day of roller derby.
Yeah, great weekend.
Absolutely a great weekend. Okay, so here we go. This was what is being... Okay, so Race City Rebels were seeking an illegal contact penalty to be reversed on their...
Whoever picked it up, maybe someone who's in penalty trouble. I see their jammer in the penalty box. So
I would assume it would be on their jammer.
Good catch.
The call does stand because jammer is still in the penalty box. The official review is not retained, and away we go.
Sparrow now on the line. Doc Flatliner started from the penalty box, but is already in. Sparrow picks up lead, calls
Ferguson.
the jam. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ferguson picking up lead and calling it off.
So Ferguson jammed the last 3 jams in a row, got lead to 2 of them, and called it off. I don't know if those extra few seconds would have made a difference, but a good point by Cholarola. What do you think of this game? Holy cow, let's give it up for Race City. They came in the number 7 seed and came out strong. They can really...
I mean, when you're the 7 seed and you're playing the 1 seed, and it is a 55-point difference...
Definitely hold their head high.
Even if you didn't win, that is still a win.
True accomplishment.
And they should definitely look at it that way because, oh my goodness, that was so exciting and such good roller derby from both teams.
Teams are taking their skate-arounds now. You're going to stick around and watch Austin versus Mohawk, and then you'll see Chicago play Denver, Texas, New York, Illinois, and Colorado. A great North American qualifier. Truly 4 different regions of North America represented. Before we sign off, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the New England Derby Roller Derby Report. They want to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath, which is a skater-run business offering custom sewn-to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed for you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armband and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available, so please see sociopath.ca for more details.
I think I'm going to need to check them out and see if the announcers can have a team discount.
There you go.
Because I would love some stuff.
Team
from,
announcer.
I mean, we're a team.
Sure.
We're just a very large team spread all over the whole entire world.
All over the globe. Well, it's been a pleasure calling with you.
Well, thank you, Bobby Narco. It's been a pleasure as well. I am Loose Change.
I'm Bobby Narco. On behalf of Chad and Beautiful Banshee, we wish you peace, love, and roller derby.